Hello and welcome to my Let's Play OpenTTD. Now, the main reason why I'm starting this OpenTTD is this playthrough because I really didn't find many playthroughs for ECS vectors. I didn't see anybody in YouTube actually playing with the complete ECS vector. I thought let me make a playthrough and share my experiences. So I'm not going blind with this. I did try playing some of it, and I also did play with many other industries like furs and dairy. I did try many, but I still thought let me get back to the ECS vector because that is where it all started for me. I found this very interesting and challenging. Okay, so let me just give you some introduction about this. ECS vector was designed by George, and you can find him on his website. That's his homepage, and he's the one who designed the whole ECS vector. So great shout out to George. And basically this is about 31 cargoes and 35 industries, and running all of them in one game makes this game rather complicated. And the advantages of this vector is that we can choose which vector, and these vectors, when you install them in your new GRF settings here, they will replace the current industry and change them into vector. Like for example, we have let me hold on. We have the wood vector. So we already have a wood industry. Means that we have agricultural vector, which means the agricultural industry, so on and so forth. Now, when you're playing with the ECS vector, what you have to keep in mind is that you need to arrange them in a certain sequence. So the first vector that you need to uh, put in the list should be the town vector, and after that you can have any other vectors, and then make sure that you have the houses. I have spent a lot of time selecting these GRF. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun here. I had attempted to create one more playthrough a few days back, and it completely failed on the ECS vector. So that was also on the ECS vector, and that playthrough completely failed. I'll tell you why. So what happens is the way the ECS vector is designed is that we have these industries. They kind of produce the cargoes, stockpiles, which are limited in size, and kind of limits the amount of cargo that is waiting to be processed. I'll talk about it more once we start playing. So the whole idea is that there is only a very limited amount of uh, ore that an iron ore or a coal mine would have, and once the amount of the source that the mine has in its reserve gets finished, the mine will close. And what happened to me when I started playing ECS Vector, that uh, within 10 years of gameplay, I had these mines closing down on me like left, right, and center. And I mean, instead of focusing on creating a network or building a efficient network, I was getting distracted, and I had to put in my effort and focus on creating a network, creating like this, deleting stations and creating new stations and things like that. That that just took away the fun out of the game. So I am going to um, not do that this time, and I have disabled those options wherein I will have my industries or my mines um, running consistently. I'm gonna start with very flat land, 4 by 1024. Number of towns very low, number of industries also low. Don't want to spam my map with thousands of industries. A variety distribution none. Sea level is low. Tree algorithm is smoothness is very smooth. Rivers are few. Uh, River length is 30. Let's start this game. So yeah, so the challenge that I have given myself in this is that I have installed another GRF called as base cost for harder games. So I have created a save game so that upload the save games, and if you want to play the let's play along with me, you can do that. All right, so yes, I want to talk a little bit more about the GRF setting that I'm using, so that I give you some idea about how I want to play this game and I plan. I have this OpenGFX Airports. This basically gives me an option to upgrade an existing airport rather than demolishing and recreating. I have this 32 town building by Varivar. Shout out to Varivar for beautiful buildings that he has designed. Like if you see here, all the 32-bit, the cleaner buildings are there are some buildings that are designed by him. I also have this new 8 and 32-bit building. Some of these 8 buildings are a result of that. I have this depot menu fix. Basically, I get 2 different menu options from a depot, so that I can choose basically for rail. I can choose between um, I can see both the engine and the wagon at the same time. There's some eye candy. All these are just for eye candy. Yeah, I've just selected this because it makes it easier to convert. Um, if ever I convert my tracks, which I don't plan, but then this is universal rainbow rails, which I'm gonna use. I have these 32 BP bridges, CZTR tree set. You can see the detail and the beauty of these trees. They look very beautiful, even from near or far. Yeah, just for the aesthetic. This is the CZ ground. You can see different green here, not the regular dark green, and I really like the shade, some effect, some road vehicles, stations, these town names, just have some real town names. Yeah, so I have this base cost for other games. Now I want to check in Google what this does. Basically, one thing I know is it increases the cost of like terraforming and things like that. Say for example, I want to demolish these rocks. It'll cost me 57,000 pounds. And then if I just demolish the ground, it's only gonna cost me 22 pounds. If I'm gonna demolish this part of the grass, it cost me 11,000 pounds. If I demolish this, it's gonna cost me 44. So as you can see, there is a different cost. And if I'm gonna demolish the water, just one tile is gonna cost me 11,520,000 pounds. So this just makes the game hard. Like hell. And I have to really plan my tracks, ensure that there are like enough free space, at least while we are starting. I'm not gonna look at the efficiency of the train, but I'm definitely gonna look at the efficiency of my pockets to ensure that I am having enough money to construct the rail. And I think there are also, I mean, this particular, like for example, if I suppose I want to do terraforming here, see, if I just want to create one tile on the water, it's gonna cost me 46 million, which is crazy, but it's real because it's very difficult to create land on water. Very expensive. So how do I plan to start? So there are two ways to look at it. Like if you see, say if I take this steel mill, uh, as of now it's showing 0 max, but then it takes about say 7,000 or 5,000 iron ore and 7,000 coal maximum, and after that it will stop accepting cargoes. It will also kind of use up some of the stored cargoes at a certain speed, but then um, um, unless I don't know how would I increase the protection, maybe because of the rating or something, but unless I really, I mean, I can only kind of supply a limited amount of iron and coal one factory, because after a certain time it will stop accepting the raw material, which means that I might have like a coal mine here, and I might be supplying some coal to this, and I also have to find something else that can also be supplied with coal. Otherwise it's just gonna ruin, just gonna stop accepting, just gonna stop accepting my cargo. So how do I want to start? So I want to start with something that will give me a constant flow, which is something that was created as an industry, basically to have some industry that doesn't have the stockpiling, which will give me a steady flow of steady cash flow, because money is really important in this game, and I need to have a steady cash flow. So I'm gonna look at in which accepts building materials, and as of now we only have work terminal which accepts the building material, and in that place it's gonna give us iron and steel. But I'm not ready for that exchange now. Rather, there is another industry which is not yet created, uh, which accepts building material, and that will help us to start the game and have some steady cash flow for us. So how this would work is that I have this brickworks that will take coal and give me building materials. That building material I will take and deliver to this cargo store, and that way I will have steady flow. Now let me just see I can have coal mine very near but not too far from this. I saw one here. That's a coal mine. So I can have a train take the route and here. It's not a great place to station. Let me see if I can this. Right. Let's do that. There's a farm. There are other ways, better ways of doing this. I'm just taking route. Let's see if I can. Brickworks. I like this side is too. That also means that it's close. Couple of coal mines. It's a little bit further away so that money. Okay, so I can take this this brickworks connected with coal mine here or this coal mine here, and then you can have the building material delivered to city a bit far away so that would be also my backup work. I think I'll go for Eclipse, and in order to fund this building, I need to look for a place where I have like houses, and they should be covering 4 tiles. Like for example, this house can construct this industry type can only be built in towns replacing houses. So if there are 4 houses in 4 tiles, only then this would work. Like for example, like a car dealership, so it cannot construct. This is like a post office, restaurant, all that. But I think these 4 are houses, so yeah, I was able to construct my store which accepts building material. This will be our first chain. So here is the building material. I have a coal mine very close by. Connect with that coal mine, but advantage is that there are coal mine here, and I think I would need a production, but I can have this, say this coal mine, take the coal from this coal mine, deliver this brickworks, take the building material and deliver to that's what I'm gonna do, and it will help me to optimize my track here, but I really don't waste a lot of money because it's precious. I'm gonna use the yellow. Alright, so it's time to start building a network. So I will meet you once I'm done with it. Alright, so basically here I'm facing an issue that these graphs, some of them are very expensive with the logo back on, and I really don't was costing me 12,000 pounds. So I'm just trying to figure out if I can make these tracks around these grass patches and while keeping the network as optimized as possible. Alright, so we are done constructing our network, and our trains are waiting here, loading with coal. And yeah, so this was a easy network, a pretty small network. We really didn't have much of a trouble, except that I just didn't want to spend a lot of money, because I just want to see how much money these trains make, and I want to follow them around a couple of times just to check how my route is. Is it uh, is the signaling done correct? Is there any mistake or not? So yep. So the first train has started. Let me just follow that. Yeah. So it's going on its way, full loaded with coal. That's my train passing the town. Yeah, that's one of those grassy patches which was quite expensive to um, terraform or to build upon. Yeah. So this base cost mod for harder games has I think 32 times cost for terraforming, and some 500 times cost for terraforming on water. So let's see how much money we make here. Okay, about 26. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's pretty good. And our next train has also started. And let me start this train and send it to load the building materials. I had just kept it in the depot because I just didn't want to pay the cost for the maintenance cost for the train. So our second coal train is on the way. On the way to deliver coal to our station. Yeah. Yep. That's also reaching its destination. And the other train already has started loading um, some building materials. So this is going good. Let me just fast forward a bit. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so this network is going good. I'm quite satisfied. So there is a steady bit of income that's happening. I'm getting about 25 to 26k for every coal delivery, and about 30 odd k for the building material delivery. So this is good. Now, since this is good, my plan is to look for steel mill so that I can kind of set a network around that, and I need to find a good steel mill with a good location. This one looks like it. Let me just mark it, and just looking for any other steel mills around which can help me on my purpose. Also, okay, I found an iron mine, so that's good. Yeah, just looking for more factories. That's not something that I want to check out now. Okay, I saw. Um, yeah, let me just look around. Yeah, this one I already found. So yeah. Um, I found a coal mine. So the steel mill in the ECS vector requires an iron ore and coal mine to build, and since I'm not able to locate too many through my eyes, now this is an option. Like if you zoom like completely like 32 times or something, and if you press control and scroll around, you can really see the same options that are there over in the yeah, in the map windows. So I want to look for more iron ore mine. I think the one that we got seems to be a good one. I have my here steel mill here, and there is an iron ore here, so I can connect that, or I can connect this. So both are kind of equidistant away from each other, so or I can connect both, but I really don't want to connect both because of the fact that in the ECS industry they have a limit of how much cargo they can stockpile, and I really don't want to over deliver wherein my trains go and their cargo is not accepted. So I really don't want to go for that. Um, Next I want to look for is coal mine. Let me just search for coal mine. There are 18 coal mines in this map. That's the one that we saw, which was also quite near to the project that we just finished, the backup network, which will help us make some money. So here is a coal mine. Um, so they both are like, so either I want to have my steel mill connected to that or this. Let me just build a station. Uh, I got some good money, so I have repaid my loan. So let me build a steel mill station, 4 tiles long, or 4 tiles wide, and five tiles long. And I'm just trying to see the cost. It is a bit higher. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let me just go ahead and start this construction. All right, so this network is also ready. Just this track, I just want to make sure that I have optimized it as much as possible without wasting too much money. So that's pretty much it for the day. This network is ready. I have the small junction. Yeah, it's not the prettiest of the network. I've tried to make the tracks run as parallel as possible because of the fact that these expensive terraforming things are there, so I just didn't wanted to take the risk. Um, yeah, so the the track is ready. I need to signal them, which I will do, I think, in the next episode. But yeah, I like it. It looks realistic because even in the real world, whenever they build a track, it's not always parallel, but it's generally uh, there is some amount of detour that happens in the network because of the the terrain type and all the different reasons. So that is what has happened here as well. So that's pretty realistic. And yeah, that's it for the day. And if you have liked my video, I request you to like my video and subscribe to my channel to see more such videos. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.